Hello, I'm Kerry from Mobilates and I'm with you at Virtual Village Hall for another Wednesday afternoon 30-minute gentle mobilising Pilates session, and we're going to be standing, we can be sitting, we're going to be lying down during part of it. I know some of you will be here, you're here every week, and some of you drop in, and some of you it might be your first time. You could always say hello in the comments. I always have a read through afterwards and just check in with regulars, with new people, just to say hello. I won't be here next week. There's going to be a recording next week instead. I've got just a day free, so I won't see you next week, but I'll see you sort of on a recording, and I'll see you the week after that who's saying hello. Hi Irene, hi Jean. So let's start for this week. Standing comfortably, sitting comfortably. You might want a little bit more floor space. Hello Paul, hello Jackie. Just so you feel stable standing or sitting. Give your belly a stroke just to soften it, encourage it to let go. We're not pulling back, we're not keeping this tight. We're just going to let this relax. And as we breathe in and our lungs fill, our diaphragm to come down, our belly just to come out a little and come back in as we blow that breath out. So, is that Debs? Hi Debs. Let's breathe in through our nose. So nose breathing and out and through your mouth. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. One more like this. In, out. Slightly different. In twice, like 2 sniffs. And then a long breath out. Blow it out slowly. Lovely. 2 more sniffs. And blow it out. Next one, slightly different. We're going to do 2 sniffs and a sighing it out. And then we're ready to start. So if you're standing, just bringing your feet into parallel. I can see mine, my feet are going out to the side. I'll just shuffle back so you can see they were like that. I'm just going to bring them in. So that might feel a little weird because when we're standing, we often do that. But just bringing them in so that you could get either a floorboard between them or a paperback book. If you're sitting, think about 2 fists between your legs and your legs in an L shape, and think how far back you want to be on your chair. A little distance from the back is good. From here, I want you to feel this area and tighten it a little, as if a cold breeze has just blown in and gone under your top. So just feeling what that feels like, just to tighten it a little. Arms by your sides, head. Imagine I've just pulled a thread and it's gone up towards the ceiling. That also tightens this area. And we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. It's small. And I want you to feel what's happening with your feet and try not to crunch your toes like that, like my fingers are doing. And if you're sitting, you're just hinging forwards and backwards, feeling the weight slightly changing your feet and feeling things change on your sitting bones. That's the bumpy bones that you can feel sort of under the thigh if you go like that. That's it. And then going round in little circles. Feel what's happening to your feet. You can have your hands out by the way, and you can also hold onto a chair, or working out which direction I was going in, or a balance aid, anything you like. And take it the other way. Sometimes that's really hard to take it the other way. Keep that little bit of tightness there, everything else nice and soft. And just check in with what those feet are doing. My toes are trying to do that. I'm going to encourage them to flatten themselves out if they can. And then come into stillness. Let your arms go down. Hand on the belly, hand on the back. And we're just going to tilt our bottom under. But it's not our bottom muscles that are pushing. It's more our belly muscles that have got that little bit of tension on them. Just to move your bottom under. And then to stick it out as if you're sticking it against the opposite wall. Just the same if you're sitting on the chair. It's quite a small movement, and you can feel what's going on in your lumbar spine. That's just the low part of your spine towards your tailbone. And then find your Goldilocks place. So neither sticking your bum far back, you haven't got like a ducktail, or tucking it all way under. It's that in-between place. That's mine. And so I can feel what my belly feels like there, feel what my back feels like there, and I know that's my sort of Goldilocks spot. Right from here, just trying to soften this very hard collarbone. So just imagine that it's just softening, its shoulders are melting a little. That's it. Now we're going to take the back of our head back. If you can't feel what's going on there, and very difficult to feel it, just give that head a little bit of a tap like that, just enough to get tingle at the back of your head. Now take your head back, feel a few extra chins, and turn your head, probably less than you want to. And we're just turning this just like you just start turning something, like if you're turning a screw, if you're undoing something. Just want to see how it goes. You're not going to go too far, you're not going to tighten it or loosen it right off. You're just turning. And then next time we turn to the side, little bow of the nose on the other side. And bringing it back to the centre, we're going to take the tip of our nose down so I can feel my chins coming closer to this little dip in my collarbone, and then up, again less than you know you can. Keep it small. It's that motion is lotion thing, and it's just a small amount of motion is all we need. And then still, starting to move your shoulders, slowly circling them round. I hope you've all had a good week. I hope it's warming up somewhere in the country. I'm in Devon. It's been nice and bright actually at times, but oh goodness, it's quite chilly. As we come into May, I want some warmth. I want to be able to take my socks off. And then let's take our shoulders just rounding forwards a little, taking them back, trying to squeeze a little bit here rather than push your chest forwards. That's it. Not very far. That's it, last one. And then starting a really slow motion walk, trying not to shift from side to side too much, particularly we don't want that with the hips. So if you watch my top, I'm trying to keep the bottom of my top perfectly level. That's it. And now starting to maybe lift a foot a little. If I was sitting in the chair, it looks just the same. Going onto the tip of my toe, that's lifting my foot just that bit more. That's it. You might get some clicks and clacks from your joints, that's okay. I get them. As long as there's no pain, all normal. Now on this next one, you can bring the arms down, you can even take them out to the side. This leg's bent, and I've just brought my foot in. If I show you like this, it's going to look like that. Oh, I'm going to lose my balance, and it is a balance challenge, this one. So this is a sort of flamingo move. I want this leg just to move here a little bit. If I show you from the side, just going forwards and backwards. So I haven't got anything else going forwards and backwards. I'm just letting it very gently go forwards and backwards. You really feel it in the standing leg. If you're sitting, taking one leg under the chair and just letting it move very slightly. You need the tiniest movement if you're sitting. That thigh is just going up and down. It feels quite strong, stronger than you would imagine just looking at it. I promise we've nearly finished this one. Take your foot down, give your legs a little walk on the spot, give your hips a little wiggle, and then the same on the other side. So get your balance first into this leg. Bringing this leg up, arms can be out, touching something for balance. Or bring that foot in so your leg's making this sort of triangle angle here. And then just letting that leg just come backwards and forwards a little bit. I'm pulling in here, pulling up tall, helps my balance. So I haven't got my bottom moving, my back's not moving, just my leg. I promise it's nearly done. Take it down. Give everything a little bit of a wiggle, and then we'll go straight into a little bit of rotation. So just floating your arms softly round. Same if you're sitting, looking a little bit behind you. And then pause, bring your feet back to parallel, looking down, imagining that book between them. Arms forwards, gently forwards. They're not reaching far away, they're coming in. Palms are down. Going to take that elbow back and let the other hand come forwards. You feel a little twist at your hips, go around to the side. You can soften your knees a little for this if you're standing. And just letting this move be nice and fluid, and definitely breathing. Don't know if I mentioned you should be breathing at all times. And then we're going to hold it at the front and change it. Palms now are coming inwards, like you're just going to give someone a gift. Take the elbow back, but this time we're not going to move like that. We're going to keep this forwards. So as this elbow goes back, I'm going to watch it. But this hip here, I've had to work to keep this where it is instead of twisting. Suddenly gets a bit harder. Take this one back, keep this hip where it is. And the hands and arms don't need to be very high. If I show you that's mine, they're not up here because that would make my shoulders do this. So taking it down and trying to keep my belly, my pelvis facing forwards. I like to imagine I've drawn a face on here and that face is looking at you. And that just helps me keep it facing forward, keep that face facing you, facing the screen. Last ones each side. And then just let those arms have a little flop. We're going to cradle our head, have a little balance to the side, a little balance, a little bend, that's the word. I knew it was a B word. Bending to the side. If that's a bit much, especially for your shoulders, place your arms like this and let your elbows flop down. And then we're going to roll forward slightly with the top of our shoulders and our head. Thoracic spine, if we're getting technical. And if I show you that with the hands, just gently holding the sides of your head. So your lower back doesn't get involved. It's all mid and upper back. Nice little move for that. Last one. Now we're going to do a little tree balance, just moving our leg out gently. You can see I'm just pivoting on my toe. I'll show you the seated version. So I want you to balance somewhere. Like this, my toes on the floor. This leg is open. My hips are still facing forwards. Could be higher, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm pressing against this leg here, and this leg is pressing into this foot. If you're seated, you can take the foot forwards on one leg and either balance on top or at the side like that. Some people are even comfortable doing that. So if that's comfortable for you, that there's that position too. So finding a position that you can hold, and then the arms, think of wet washing. They're just bent gently. They're not really super straight, just nice and soft. And then you're a tree. Your branches are blowing in the breeze. You might feel some tension here. You might feel your glutes squeezing. You can press the legs together, but this top half of your body, and you can even try having a little lean over. If this tree blows over in the wind, we're okay. I don't know if I can get up again. And then take it down. Nice and soft, little wiggle. And let's do the other side. So you could be up in the air, could be foot on the floor, could even have the ball of your foot on the floor next to the other foot like that. Just as long as you can try and keep these hips, belly looking this way. And then these arms go out to the sides. Get a little breeze going. Don't really mind what they do, to be honest. It's all challenging your balance. And it might be just standing like that and having that little wobble each way is challenging your balance. You might need a stronger breeze. And then take it down. And we'll take our hands straight into a figure 8. Let our elbows be involved. Coming up into our shoulders. And then it can come so up into our spine. We're looking up slightly. And you can either hinge forward, straight back, and your bum is going backwards. You can see that it's going back from here. And keep moving like that. So your pelvis just keeps coming forwards. Or you can round your back if that's safe for you. And look up. So if you've got osteoporosis, the straight spine, and then this little look up is okay, but the straight spine when you bend is safer for you. If you've got any low back issues, it's very sensitive, for instance, this hinged position is nice. But there'll be some of you that will really love having this curving over, feeling this flexing, putting your spine through its range of motion. And then we're going to make our way either down to your mat, maybe onto a bed. If you're on a bed, pull the duvet back so it's a bit firmer. I'm just going to change the camera so you get the view of me down on my mat and push the chair in. And we're going to start lying down. You might want a cushion with you. Not for your head though, although you might want it for your head too. 2 cushions. So we start off lying down with a bit of room at each end. You want room to be able to put your arms back and to be able to move your legs down. But first, let's have a little wriggle into the floor and get ourselves comfortable. I always like to get this area, my lower back particularly, my pelvis here, nice and comfortable. And we take our legs in together, toes are pointing forwards, and then take your heels outwards, toes forwards, and let your knees just part slightly. You can see arms are just out by the sides, but I think I'm going to ask you to put your hands on your belly. Take a breath in. This time as you breathe, see if you can breathe almost downwards, so you're into your back and your sides, and you might feel things pressing more against the mat. So take that breath in. And as you breathe out, feel your belly just coming in a little on the out breath and tighten. And then feel your back rolling into the floor. We're tilting our pelvis upwards. And then rolling forwards as you breathe in. Rolling backwards, feeling your back squish against the mat, your top and back of your leggings or trousers pressing against the mat, and then letting it roll away. One more like that. And then letting it roll away. Any little jiggles that you need. There's a tiny space just at that low spine. Open your arms out. So I'm not completely in what I call a T shape, but I'm not arms tight by my sides, somewhere in between. Palms are up, just opens out the top of your body. I'm trying to be as calm as we can here. Let's slide a foot away and slide it back. Oh, I hear a little bolero on the soundtrack, Ravel's Bolero. And sliding the other leg away and back. This one's slightly different, sliding away. Flex your toes towards you. And then lengthen again, slide back. Slide the other one away. Toes towards you. Lengthen those toes. Slide it back. Slide again. Nice long toes, flexed. And then a little circling. Might be some clicks and clacks. I can definitely feel my clunky clicks. And then bringing it back. Going again. Flexing those toes towards you, so pulling them towards you. And then a little circling around in both directions. That's it. Bringing it back. Slightly different. Take a breath in. Breathing out, let this knee just come towards me. The other knee stays where it is. Breathing in, bring it back. Place your hands here, check this is staying still. As we breathe out, the other knee's going out to the other side. But this is staying steady. Out breath for the outward move. In breath as your leg comes in. Small move, but lots to think about. And then float the arms upwards, but let the shoulders sink. Now this time, this is going to be a bit of a confuser for the mind. This leg, which is my right leg's coming outwards. My left arm is softly coming outwards. It's definitely bent, it's not straight. Breathing in, I bring them both in. You'll see the arm on this side, here it goes. Just softly coming towards you, like I'm just offering you a place next to me. That's it. So breathing out as the leg and the arm move outwards, breathing in as they come back. If it feels a bit much, if you're wobbling, just do really small moves. So this would be a really small move. See, this arm just comes out a little, leg comes out a little, and they come back. Control is everything. You just want to take it to the edge so that you can still keep it under control and your back feels happy. Last two coming up. And then take your arms out to the sides in that T shape. Palms up, probably the most comfortable, but if it's palms down for you, that's okay. Let your legs have a little sway. So you feel your hips come away. But as you come back to the mat, feel like this mat or your floor or your bed is almost pulling you back. It wants you back. So feel like it's pulling your ribs back to the mat, not the mat, each time. Now, one thing that I like to do when I'm doing this little sort of roll of the hips from side to side is I like to take my head in the opposite direction. And I don't really hold it, I keep it moving. And all the effort comes when I'm pulling everything back to the mat. So I tend to breathe in as I move away and breathe out as I pull everything back to the mat. Last one each side. And then we're going to roll onto our fronts. If you like, you can watch what I do first before you roll face down, because you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So this is where I like a cushion. I like a cushion right under here because my lower back gets quite tight. And a cushion just under my pelvis, just here. That's my cushion there. It just keeps me more comfortable. And then it's forehead down and arms by your sides. And my arms here, you can see they're coming almost horizontal like the top of the mat. And then this part of my arms come straight upward following the edge of the mat. And I'm going to give my bottom a tiny tuck under just to take any sort of curvy bit just out of my back. And at the same time, I'm pulling my belly muscles upwards towards me, like I'm trying to lift them off an ice cube. Now your belly's going to stay on the mat or on the bed, but it's the muscles underneath. You want them pulling up towards you. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring your head up, but keep your eyes down. And then imagine you're going to push a Malteser forwards with your nose and let your eyes follow it. And then your eyes travel backwards like that. Malteser's rolling back and you go down. Breath in, legs reach away. As you breathe out, maybe roll the shoulders down. I'm going to bring the head up. I'm pulling my belly up towards me. My head comes up. I'm going to take the tip of my nose, roll that Malteser away, just watching it. My view is of my mat. I'm looking a little further forwards, and then bring it back down and down. All the time my legs, they're quite tense. They're not stuck together and really rigid, but they're reaching away like I'm trying to make them longer. Last one, breath in. Breath out, roll those shoulder back, push that Malteser away. Bring your nose down again, and then let your bottom sway and turn off. Next, take your hands, and you can either make a little diamond shape, so your finger and thumb sort of together, or you can stack them like this. Forehead on your hands, so your head's a little higher, or you can use a cushion like that and put your hands just underneath. So whatever is best for you. Keeping that bottom a little bit tucked under, just a tiny bit, keeping those belly muscles feeling like they're working, they're pulling away from an ice cube just under your belly button. This time lifting a leg up and down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift that leg up a little. It's nice and long, someone's pulling it, and take it down. Checking your shoulders, giving mine a wriggle just to check they're relaxed. Breath in. Lifting my belly button away from that ice cube. I'm thinking about it at least. Lift that leg up. Take it down. Other side, one more time. Take it down. And let your bum wiggle from side to side. Got another one for you. So resting your head on your hands again, breath in. Bring a leg up. This time, take your toe out to the side like you're trying to draw a bit of a line horizontally with that toe. Bring it back to where it was. Take it down. Other leg coming up. Think of that big toe. It's going to draw a horizontal line. A few inches away from you. Bring it back. Take it down. All the time, I'm pulling my belly upwards like I'm trying to get away from an ice cube under my belly button. I'm just going to keep lifting that leg up, drawing that line with my toe. One more each side. Keeping your bottom tucked under. Small movements. And then let that bum have a little wiggle from side to side. Now I'm going to give you two options depending on your knees. One is to take your legs a little bit apart and your hands apart and to push backwards. So your hands are around sort of near your shoulders. Push back and push your bottom right back towards your heels. So that's one option, sort of child position it's often called. Or rolling onto your back. Bring your legs towards your chest and just have a little roll from side to side. We're just rounding that back off, easing things. So you might be like this, or you might be in that child position. I'm going to take myself into that child position. And you can move slightly from side to side. If you do find you are sore in the knees, you can put cushions just so you don't go so far back. And that's, if you're using pillows, that can be really nice. So you're not squashing your knees so much. And that can be really nice. And then making your way to sitting on your bed, on your mat. And just sitting in a position that's comfortable for you. Give your shoulders a little roll. And then we're going to breathe in and take our shoulders upwards. And breathe out. Let them melt down. Breathe in, take them up. Breathe out, melt them down. Breathe in, take them up. Breathe out, melt them down. Sitting up nice and tall. Whilst we're in whatever position we're in, you might be legs like this, or they're bent like this, we're going to do a little side to side movement. So arms are going out to the side, just rocking over. That's it. Keeping your arms soft. Almost like you're floating over. This time, this top arm is going to reach forwards. Oh, that's nice. And then we're going to take the other arm over and reach forward like a big sort of half circle. And then that arm over, reaching forwards as far as you can. Hinging or rounding, depending what your spine likes. Last ones. Stretching your fingers out, bit of piano playing, turning it the other way up, fists in and out with your fingers, bringing that to the front, turning them round. A little bit of flexing of the wrists, little circling, bringing them towards you, taking your palms out to the sides, scooping the air, breath in. Fingers touch, bring it into your chest. Give yourselves a clap. Well done. Lovely to see so many regular faces. Oh, thank you, Jean. I saw you had to go there. No worries. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. There'll be a class there for you to follow next week, a recording. So I'll see you very soon, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Bye-bye.